Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 39. Today we are playing a bit of the Flame Chompers deck. And so, if you took a quick peek at the list, it does look pretty similar to a lot of the Yordles and Arms decks out there. There's a lot of the Fizz Lulus running around, the various Fey decks with the Tristanas and such. But I feel like all of those decks are asking the question, how do we best take advantage of Yordles and Arms, right? So you have this curve to where you drop a Fizz and you drop a bomber commando, whatever the whatever the guy that generates landmarks is called, and then around like turn 5 or turn 6, you develop this board that has like Fizz and a couple of Daring Poros. You play the +4/+4 Yordles and Arms, give them all +4/+4, then you hit for 16 elusive damage, right? So I feel like all of those decks are really, really looking to focus on how do I maximize Yordles and Arms, whether or not that's playing it quickly or playing it on high valued units. The deck here in question, though, I'm looking to ask the question, how do we best take advantage of Flame Chompers, right? And so, the first and foremost, the most powerful thing you can be doing with the Flame Chompers is dropping Boom Baboon on turn 2, Lulu on turn 3, and then discarding the Flame Chompers to something. Those two somethings here being Poro Cannon and Scrap Heap. Those are the classic hits. And here we are also playing a bit of the Spirit Portal. And so, the idea behind that curve is you're hitting for 6 real damage, right? Your Lulu and your Boom Baboon are unblocked. Your Flame Chompers is taking down your opponent's biggest unit in a value attack, and you're just ready to continue the aggro train from that point forward. But we also have to ask ourselves these questions like, what happens if some of these things start to go wrong, right? What if we have a board full of 0/2s, right? If we just have a bunch of Flame Chompers with no stats, that's not going to be really doing too much. And so that's where we're adding in cards like Spirit Portal. It gives us a burst way to boost our whole squad. And while we're out here playing cards like Poppy, instead of playing Yordle Captains or playing Fizz, we're expecting the board to build up and develop a little bit. And then we can generate these turns to where we're using Poppy and we're using Spirit Portals to just boost everything. And so a lot of the same concepts are here. A lot of these draws will look pretty similarly, but at the core of things here, remember, we're trying to take advantage of Flame Chompers more so than we are trying to take advantage of Yordles and Arms. And so, amongst these other cards, you might see a couple of other oddities. We've mentioned the Spirit Portal. We're not playing Pokestick. I don't like Pokestick that much in this current format. It just doesn't do enough. It's very expensive, and I'm not really just looking for that value cycle. We aren't getting these gigantically long games where everyone just stalls the board with a bunch of Bandle City cards. I don't feel like it really fits in anymore. So that's not here. Playing a single copy of Ambush, this can be quite useful for not only just closing out games, but also getting a bit of protection onto a Poppy or a Lulu. So if we make an elusive attack with Poppy, it's much more challenging for her to get taken down in the middle of combat. Also gives her that attack boost so she can better strengthen our 3 attack units like the Boom Baboon. So that's a little bit different. And then, of course, there's our buddy Otterpuss here. And so he's pulling off a few different roles. If you circle back to that curve that we're looking to do, to where we play the Boom Baboon on 2, we play Lulu on turn 3. If our only discard card at that point is Scrap Heap, then we better have not played anything on turn 1, right? If we led off with the Zonite Urchin, now that it's turn 3, we can't make this play anymore. And so the Otterpuss allows us to still get a unit on board. It lets us boost our mana so we can make our discard plays on turn 3. And it generates a card in our hand to help discard to our Get Exciteds and our Spirit Portals and the like. And so this is something that you would typically see as a Yordle Squire. The Yordle Squire does have some benefits with the spear boosting Poppy and such, but in this deck in particular here, I'm just interested in having the unit, right? I don't think that 1 point of attack is super important once we get Poppy or once we get Yordles and Arms going, and that 1 point of mana is super important in terms of letting us Scrap Heap on turn 3 instead of only being limited to Poro Cannon. And so that's it. That's the deck we're going to be doing battles with today. I checked our list. We are good to go in terms of premiums. Everybody's premium. Look at this. Not the champions. I think Poppy is the lone unpremium in this deck. She is, but maybe you'll get your day in the sun another day. Our price has been met. Our commons and rares are all premium, and so we are ready to get into battle. All right, let's see how this goes. Definitely feel good about playing a little Otterpuss aggro. My thing with the Flame Chompers is it's like whenever you're out there evaluating cards, I think one of the core questions is always, does this card break the rules, right? Does this card let me cheat? And so, say a card just like lets you draw 2 cards. That's gosh, hang on, we got cats. Mark your timer. See how long it takes for this fucking cat to want out of the room. but no, like if you're getting to draw extra cards, generate cards, cheat on mana, those are always important things to come out and look for. And really happy to have these additional cards that let us cheat on mana. But here, not like the most aggressive of draws. I think we want to lead with the Otterpuss. And then on next turn, we can both Otterpuss and Zonite Urchin. Right, he's going to drop Inventive Chemist. Works for me. Okay. We don't have like a ton of hand boosting here. We do have the Poppy, but that we're still just going to be like forced into that trade. So I think it's more than fine. Okay, let's play the smaller unit first. So if he attacks, we can just go ahead and trade. He says no thank you. More poppies. Alright, I'm not looking to open next turn. There's a lot of very good Mecha Yordles we could be hitting. Or we could hit a Lulu. So we'll have to see what happens. Otterpuss comes down. I don't think it's your time anymore. let's go ahead and discard the prank and see if we can't hit like the support Yordle or a good cheaper Yordle. Not opposed to any of these really. I don't. We discarded one last round, right? So we discarded the Flame Chompers, then we've discarded one this round. This does let us spend all of our mana. I think this is where we want to be in the Salty Spinner. Comes in at 2/5. Okay. Not a bad shuffle. It would have been real awkward if he shuffled into like 6/1 or 5/2 or something. Then do we just stop? I think this is okay. The attack into Ziggs doesn't seem too promising. 1/8. ready to block, my friend. He's gonna roll up to like bigger than Poppy next round. It's gonna be awkward. Alright. Don't have any good blocks here. This isn't going that well. You can block, of course, something with the Salty Spinner. We're just going to have to throw some stuff in front of these 4 health units, I think. Let's get an Otterpuss down. I think we're stuck just taking the Ziggs damage, but then we have these one point blocks in front of his other units. Cat's already staring at the door. She didn't even make it a whole game and she already wants out. Fucking cats. Alright, what do we got? More Boom Baboons? Not exactly what we were wanting.
I just know the hero's around here somewhere.
Reasonable stats on the spinner, though. I appreciate it. Uh-oh, this is going to be bad, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it sure was. And so it's like... I mean, we can attack with Poppy. She's only going to boost the Flame Chompers, put some damage onto some stuff, but not kill it. God, this sucks so much. Okay, we've got another one in hand. I guess the trade isn't terrible. And do we want to prank anything? Like, we're a little short on discard stuff at this point. I don't know. We're just kind of like the only cards I'd really want to be pranking out of this deck is Talia, and you can't prank champions. And so I think we're okay just to hang on to these. Not too worried about the minefield, although if he starts dropping the Hex Tech thing, the Hextech Damager, whatever that guy's called. It is a bit of a problem. Alright, I think we gotta stop here. It's not a ton of damage. Need a discard card or a Yordles in arms. Real bad. Okay.
Wouldn't be a quest without some danger.
Give me some of that danger, quest.
Twisting the valves.
That's not a spirit portal. It's just like, he shouldn't be able to copy these, but if he destroys one of them, it's pretty bad. We're just in a spot because his health is so high at this point. I think we gotta get in, though.
We got this.
Get that sweet, sweet 1 stat boost on the unit. And then maybe we could make something happen with this Mystic Shot. I don't know. That was the idea, was we could Mystic Shot Ziggs or Mystic Shot Talia. Probably need to try and pop Talia. And we need to do this in combat. Right, if he plays a landmark and she flips up to 6, then we can't kill her anymore. Alright, well we got some damages in, that's always nice. Still a little worried about what's happening here. I'm curious if we should, like, just go ahead and prank. We have so much discard at this point. Yep.
Onward, everybody. The horizon falls. Come on, there's so much to see.
The Hexplosive Minefield is incredibly relevant, though. Oh god, is he gonna Arsenal us next turn? Fuck. He can't stop any of this shit. Start playing annoying emotes. Oh, that's brutal. We didn't hit any of the plus cost ones. Alright. Be like that game. Alright, hang on, the cat. Go on. Go. Alright, problem solved. Poor thing, just sitting there staring at the door. Okay, so here comes the Arsenal, right? He's going to Arsenal, we can Hexplosive Minefield. Technically, won't get boomed by Talia. But, I mean, if he drops this Herald of the Magus, this is the actual bad one for us, right? Giving the Talia Overwhelm is going to be a probable lethal on us. Well, I guess if he drops the Herald, we get the stun onto Talia. Okay. There's a piece of a shutdown. Can't attack with Ziggs because he'll die to Bomber Twins. Could have definitely been worse. Definitely could have been worse. Gotta block her with something. We'll just throw our smallest unit out here. Okay. Okay, we got a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Don't think we can lethal on this attack, right? He's going to have 3 blocks. We stop 2 of them. Impact thing. Need to draw a burn spell. Did we do it? Flame Chompers. That's not it. Okay. So we care about Ziggs now, right? Ziggs is the one that we want to die in combat. So we'll attack with all of our dudes. We're going to hook in the Arsenal and Talia. Try and get him to block with Ziggs. Can't have him blowing up landmarks and killing us, because we just have to draw a burn spell at this point, right? If we don't draw a burn spell, we're just dead. Is this still lethal? Just 12? Just coming out here and 12 in him? Oh, dude. Uh-oh. Is he just digging? Did we do it? Uh-oh. He's looking for that quicksand. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. One-time dealer? Aw, snap. Oh, bust. You did it. You did it. Nice. Oh, man. It's so good to be the best player in the world. I don't know what that feels like. It's not me, but oh god, I bet it feels good. Oh man, that was nice. Getting them with the Hexplosive Minefield. Whew. Did you all like that? I bet you did. Okay, the old Sun Disk deck, sure. This is one of these matchups where we unfortunately do have to look to pull off the Poro based Yordles and Arms kind of thing. It's very tough for us to actually come in and deal damage to this deck, and so we'll see what happens. I'm okay with hanging on to the Flame Chompers Lulu. We have so many discard cards in here. If we hit one of them, then it's incredibly strong. Missed up to this point. Sure. I'm trying to think if we actually even want to interact with this Treasure Seeker on turn 2. Yeah, this would have been a great turn for an Otterpuss. But it's tough. Like, one of the kind of strategies against this deck is to just let them, not like let them, trying to think of how to word it, just let them fill up their board and not trade with anything so they don't have space to keep summoning stuff. But I don't think we're in a spot to where we can worry about that just yet.
Sun's beneath me and wind's behind me.
Okay.
Got a lizard and a shovel.
Okay. Need a discard real bad. I'm gonna bank up the mana here, I think. Well, this is like a fairly awkward turn in that if we just drop Lulu, she's gonna get hit with the Roiling Sands. But really need a discard so that we can get the Lulu plus Flame Chompers down next turn. If we just play Lulu next turn, it's quite the disaster. Alright. I was intending on saving the Mystic Shot to try and protect Lulu with. I guess it's like if he plays Zerath, then it's not as important. But I was really intending on saving this 2 mana. We just have to have something go right now. Or Flame Chompers. That's not exactly what I had in mind. I think we just hit. This is like asking for disaster if we like play Lulu and he drops Endless Devout. Yeah. Okay, but we can bank up a bit and pass the turn. Not going to give him the Sarcophagus just yet. Yeah, give me one of those Spirit Portals, game. that's what we need here. But you can see what I'm talking about in terms of not killing their units. Just he only has the space for one more card now. If we hadn't killed, like Rockhopper and such, then he's trying to play these Roiling Sands, but there's no space to summon them on the board. And so there is a world where you want to just like let them do that so that you can build up your side, but man, I don't know. Feels like we were just a bit short of making all that work. Alright, there's Flame Chompers number 1. Make your attack. I'm wanting to get excited to Clockling, so I'm hoping that he hooks it. Oh, that didn't go the direction I wanted it to. Okay, let's protect our Bomber Twins. We're gonna have 2 units on the board next turn. Or 2 challengers on board next turn. Surprised he hooked them this way. You typically want your Endless Devout to die as quick as you can. It's kind of weird that he didn't force the kill onto the Endless Devout. Thinking real hard on this one. There's nothing, I guess. Oh, he's Ancient Hourglass is what he could have protected his unit with there. Sure.
If it's made of sand, I can ride it.
Nothing about this one's going right. And of course, we draw our discard now. Right on time, game. Right on time. Oh my god. Hang on. Cat decided she wanted back in. Now, I assure you what's going to happen is she's just going to walk back over here and just stare at the door. So I want back out. Get me back out, please. This is done. I think we're just dead this game. It's like we can't get big enough to hook down Xerath, and so we need to like hook his smaller units to try and get him to block our bigger ones. Oh no, Lulu's way too far away from leveling up. He's just gonna block an Ancient Hourglass. That's what's gonna happen to us. He didn't play the Waking Sands in the face of our Yordles in Arms. He's most certainly just gonna block with Xerath and play Ancient Hourglass. It's what he was thinking about doing last turn and didn't do it. So we'll make him do it, make him put the block out and play the card, but we're 100% dead if that's his angle. Yep, that took that took a long time to figure out. I'm glad you took the 30 seconds to think on that one. Oh nope, hang on, the cat changed her mind. She came in here and just started fucking up a roll of paper towels. Oh my god. Fucking animals. Fucking animals. Anybody want a cat? You can't have this one, but... Alright. Up against tokens. So what are we doing here? This hand doesn't have a Lulu in it. I'm pretty happy just to get rid of all of it. It's a very weak hand that doesn't have much synergy to it. A little bit better. Just go ahead and get rid of the telescope. I want to get out and get in front of this stuff. We do lose out on a bit of value, but I want to force him to like interact with these sparring students. We like gotta get bored against the tokens. Now these 1 health units do suck, right? It's just a they can't do anything against the various what are they called? The various sand soldier kind of cards. But this is fine. He never blocks here. Okay. So now we can get some Lulu hooks going. It sounds kind of nice.
Here I am! Wherever here is.
Interesting. Interesting. That's quite the aggression coming out of the Azir. All to 12. Okay. So I don't think we're in a space to where we can open. I guess the beauty in opening here is that he doesn't get to add much to the board. I guess this is okay. Discard the Flame Chompers that he's seen.
Let's use all the colors. Tremendo!
And then we can maybe get a lethal on our next attack with this Daring Poros plus Yordles in Arms. We're not going to have the factions for the +4/+4, though. Looks like he's going to quicksand our Flame Chompers. It's not that bad, right? I mean, we don't get the kill on Azir, but it keeps him from playing more cards this turn. Same thing. So we hit for 5. What of this shit has he actually seen? We got a Flame Chompers. I'm not super interested in these, but they can block his his one attack units. Let's get a Chomper and just stop. Right? If we pick up a discard card, I don't want to be in a space to where we try to discard a Flame Chompers and can't do it. Alright, that's not what's going to happen this turn. Block and block. Not getting Lulu in the mix. I don't want to lose her to a shaped stone.
All in the shoulders.
Alright, starting to be problematic. I think we're dead. Not on this attack, of course, but on the next turn. His next turn. Okay, he's out of mana, so we can block with Lulu now. Okay. Bringing it across the board, huh? Interesting. To get us to 3. So we run into problems if he has a Blade Dance. I guess that has to be okay. We gotta have something go right here. So we need another discard. I mean, we might be able to get wider than him this turn, but discard would be the way to make it happy. Sad groan. Sure. So we're just short on mana now as well. Look, we can get a Flame Chomper in. Why isn't he doing anything? What's his angle? Would it be like Syncopate? That's what it kind of feels like. He doesn't have the mana for a bounce spell. He could play like a lead and follow, but that doesn't do much. Huh. I still think we're pretty fucked here. But let's at least try and take down this Irelia. Holy shit. Wow. I don't know, maybe he just has a handful of Irelias or something? That is... Oh. Okay, that's not good. That's not favorable. Okay. Fall to 1. Oh man, we could have scrap heaped into one of those. That was not good. Could have scrap heaped down the Flame Chompers to block one of the units and then got a bigger unit on board. I let that one slide past us. We can do it here now, but not an excuse. All right, then what's the cheapest one? I think we just want the support one. We can throw Lulu down. We have another one in our hand. I think we might be okay, fam. We might have done it. So the real question now is, do we open? If he has a... They typically don't play... Well, Quicksand would be the card to worry about. Oh, we picked up a scrap heap. Okay. Like, the thing I was worried about is if he does, like, something to get an attack this turn. Which would be, you know, problematic. Sure. He gets 2 units. We can get much wider than him now. This does open us up to a homecoming, though. It's a second elusive. We have 4 mana, right? I did the mathematics on that one. We do. Man, we can just barely play this thing. And this will be our spell shield target, the Shadow Tech. Okay. I think we did it. Maybe. I think so. Pretty good. That spell shielded elusive is going to be a pain in the butt. Oof. Oof, buddy. Nice. That's what it feels like to be the best in the world. Pretty much the LeBron James of Legends of Runeterra. We're just sitting down here at the dumpster rankings because the rest of our team isn't any good. Lots of injuries this year on our team and on the Lakers, and so. Yeah, speaking of the Lakers, I did start watching that. It's not a documentary, but it's the show on HBO about the history of the Lakers, or the Magic Johnson era of the Lakers. It's been interesting. I thought Adam McKay did the whole thing. He does a bunch of work with Will Ferrell, a bunch of work with John C. Reilly. John C. Reilly's in it, but it hasn't been like something I've been like sad to watch, but not something I'd be like, yeah, run out and go see it. If you like John C. Reilly's humor and you like basketball, it might do it for you. All right, into the action here. I feel good about holding on to Poppies against the Sundisk deck. They don't have tons of ways to come out and interact with Poppy. We didn't get a really good supporting cast, though. Looking for other cheaper plays to get on the board and fill out this curve, and we just found a bunch of top-end and late-game stuff. Not awesome. It's okay, though. I believe in us.
If it's made of sand, I can ride it.
Okay, let's just go ahead and get him off the board. Not super appealing, but there aren't a ton of Mystic Shot targets in that deck. Now we're just going to top deck Lulu. Nope. Tried to call her shot. But this is pretty okay, right? We can get a bunch of width here. If at the end of the day all we get to attack with are these 2 Daring Poros, that's pretty okay, and then we can get Poppy going. And hopefully get in an attack from that point forward, boost everything. Oh. Look at that. You all don't pay any respect to the Otterpuss aggro. You just drop it and sometimes they concede. Ah, shit. Oh, man. Who would have thunk it? Is this the same guy? Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the names. Alright, so what are we doing with this one? Again, like, I think I'm okay to hang on to the Boom Baboon, but it's like if we run into that Treasure Seeker draw again, it's a bit of a pain. It's like I really feel like we should just be mulliganing to Lulu, but I mean, this is like a decent no Lulu start, and it does like bring up some of the feels I have about these decks and the things with like the Yordle Captain. Like if you see this hand with Yordle Captain, you're just like, oh wow, this really fucking sucks, right? It's like I have to get the Captain down and then start doing stuff with the Daring Poros. But with a hand like this, Poppy comes down and just like, you know, powers way through here. And this is the kind of hand I'm talking about in terms of having, you know, maximum advantage of Poppy and Lulu and Spirit. What do you, Spirit Mirror? A Spirit Mirror, a magic card. What is this thing called? Spirit portal. There we go. Just giving us the opportunities, right? So we got the Otterpus on 1, the Baboon on 2. We have the discard for the Flame Chompers, and we can get a bunch of Poro Cannons. Like, it's very easy for us to get a pretty wide board going here. We just need the ways to take advantage of it. So what are we doing with this one? It's like I kind of just want to get these elusives going. I could see an argument for dropping the telescope, but let's get these little poros on the board.
Worries fall from us like water.
Okay. We'll still get a pretty big attack this turn. I'm gonna continue on. The Flame Chompers can now get the hook onto Soothsayer without dying, and then whatever happens with our smaller bros, it's like I don't think we can care, but right, we are kind of back in this space to where if we're gonna think about that strategy as to if we're just gonna let them keep the full board, then I think this is just all the attack we make. Sure. Prevent that point of damage. Maybe we should have... I mean, the Boom Baboon is vulnerable. And so maybe we should have done like the small hook onto the Soothsayer and then tried to get the trade with him, because he's just going to get the hook either way.
All are welcome.
That's fine. So now we do have like a sort of question in that if we want to get the elusive, well, we have a Bomber Twins in hand. I was going to say we need a card to generate for the ambush. I think this is okay. Not a real compelling set of cards here, but let's take the Crescent Strike. Maybe our ground-based units will need a bit of help next turn.
In this timeline, we're sure to save Icathia.
All right, give me 100 turns, I'll end it. I was like, and Yordle's in arms. Didn't happen. Gonna quicksand a couple of these bros down. Okay, just scrying sands, sure. All right, it's happening. we're wearing them out. This one might be the mistake. Ooh, the Star Tip Peak though. There's some real cards that can come out of the Star Tipped Peak. I do worry about... well, this will add cards to our hand on our next turn. Perfect, perfect.
Gonna catch the sky.
Okay. So I don't think we're quite lethal, but we can... the idea here would be maybe we get to find the elusive unit off of the Star-Tipped Peak, or, like, I think I'm kind of okay with going ahead and overriding Bomber Twins. Is that where we want to be? I had a reason for that. Now it's kind of slipping me. All right. Oh, no, it was for the mana next turn. So if, say, we draw a Crescent Strike off of the thing, which we just did, then we would have the potential to double Crescent Strike and then maybe get in for damage with the Bomber Twins. I don't think that's going to play out here, but there was some potential. Now we could technically get a double. All right, there's the squad. Oh, snap, we did it again. Nice. Suck it, stupid deck. I guess we don't have the burn just yet, right? They do play Rite of Negations, and so there's a world where we can't actually kill with this Mystic Shot. So let's slow our roll just a bit, see if we can't pick up another burn spell. Come on, go.
I
Go.
go!
Alright, is that lethal? Let's do the mathematics on that. Looks like it takes us to 7. Okay. No blocks. See if that gets the Rite of Negation out of hand and we can just drop the Mystic Shot on him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maybe. Maybe. Boom. Oof. All right. Got to that magical 4-win mark. Can't have a losing record today. I knew this was the best deck in the world. So got him. Nice. So we're two. Well, the guy conceded the one Sundisk game. We just lost. We won that one. We lost a Sundisk game earlier, where that draw was super awkward though. We'd lose to just about anything with that draw. Okay. The Victor Vi deck, sure. The Udyr deck in the loosest of terms. I think with this we need to look for Lulus. The hand just doesn't do enough. Like Scrap Heap into Flame Chompers. Man. It's like I got to stop and think about that because it's like if you hit one of the 2-drops, it's incredibly powerful, especially if you hit the support 2-drop. It's just if this goes wrong, then it's pretty bad. So let's just look for real units. We found a bunch of Lulus. That's what happened there. Okay. Man, I don't know. I can't. It's like if they have the Mystic Shot, then that play looks kind of disastrous. But man, I kind of want to go back and just go for the Scrap Heap play. I don't know. It's pretty easy for that to go wrong when you Scrap Heap there, and even if you just hit like 3, 4, 5, you're in such a bad spot. Like of just not being able to play anything and sitting there with no play on 2 and a Flame Chompers on the board. That's pretty bad.
Come on, people, let's make tomorrow today.
Block. More than happy to trade any removal spell or whatever for this Lulu. Okay. Rip Lulu. Yeah, Mystic Shot, not exactly what we were looking for. I mean, I guess the Hearthguard's kind of tempting. We have like sort of combo for the for the Cavalier and the Yordles in arms, but I'm just gonna take the big unit here. This is not going well. Ooh, and his fancier is bigger than our unit. All right.
Vi stands for violence.
Okay. So he gave up on the stuff. Need a discard. I mean, we have the Get Excited. I guess that's gonna have to count. Feels like we're about to run into a Troll Chant, and it's gonna be a problem.
There's nothing a good giggle.
Everything we're doing here is gonna be nice and telegraphed. Say, be ready for it. I hope you can see what's about to happen. So sit around, bank up that mana. Get ready. Still passing on it. Okay, them damages are in. Still gonna get destroyed by a troll chant, but we gotta have something go right with this. Okay. Okay, so I'm not super familiar with that deck. I know it's been around. The dude that went out and posted it was like Herder. It's an Udyr deck because we're playing with a copy of Udyr. That's kind of like how it was when we're playing Expedition, and you can't call it a build around unless you got two copies, and so you would like really skirt around the rules and try to just assemble two copies of a champion and let it go. Like if you're not if you're not familiar with Expedition, the ideal way for like 99% of the decks was to have three copies of one champion and one copy of another one. But if you wanted to, title your video as being a Soraka build around or something, then you technically had to have two copies of Soraka for it to count. That's what that guy did. He learned from us. All right, reasonable enough start. I'm okay to kind of like pause on the first turn to get most of the stuff going, to get the boom baboon down on, or the flame chompers down on turn 3. Then we'll get to hit with Poppy on turn 4. It should be good. Just one turn of stall here. So much Sundisk today, though. It's finally dropped to like 10% of the meta, and we played it fucking 1,000 times. This is a pretty choice draw in the Otterpuss, though. It lets us just bring this full curve out here. All right, not going to open. If he has the, what's your name, Ruin Runner, I'm happy to go ahead and trade. Rockhopper, that one. That's the one. Get that sweet, sweet, sweet point of damage in. That one's slightly awkward. I guess we can give him the trade. The Bomber Twins doesn't get boosted by Poppy on this attack anyways. Yeah, I don't want to just like automatically lose the unit. I think this is okay. He's not going to bring an attack? Interesting. I mean, I was expecting to at least trade the Clockling for the Bomber Twins. Okay. I kind of want to prank, but we have 3 discard cards in our hand, so I feel like we have to hang on to it. Feels like a really good spot to kind of make sure our Poppy's okay, but it's not gonna work out. All right, here comes the squad. Pretty good attack. And now you can kind of see some of the power of Spirit Mirror, right? If we wanted to just open this turn, we'd be able to do it. If say we drew like a Flame Chompers and we wanted to discard the Flame Chompers and open, we could do it there. And then I envision we're going to get a pretty good open on our next attack and then still come in and boost everything. And so kind of the space to where if we're using like Yordles in arms and we get really slowed down, but the Spirit Portal lets us make that burst open. Looks pretty good. He's gonna say, "Oh shit, I lost a Spirit Portal," and then he hit me with 3 Get Exciteds. I mean, we should just do it now, right? He plays Unraveled Earth, okay? Right? I don't want the Zerath blowing up our unit next turn. Right? If he hits one of our 1 health units, it's going to be a bit of a problem. He just says, "Oh shit, he played Spirit Portal." this is my life now, huh? This is my life. See, oh, that Flame Chompers would have been perfect. We got this. Hit him for 12? Sure. Okay, let the combat happen just in case he has a quicksand or something, and then we'll drop the get excited after the fact. Your Rite of Negations won't be enough here, my friend. Get him in there. Rip. Nice. Oh, that's 5 wins, not 3. There we go. There we go. Always feels good to beat up on that dumb deck. I'm just glad we haven't had to watch that animation yet today. Here we go, final battle. Hope you all are ready for it. It's sure to be a good one. What is this? This is the Sentinels deck? Okay. Alright, well we got the curve. I'm curious if we ever want to hold on to these Yordles in arms. Probably not. If we were playing like a Fizz variant where we could you know, pull it off realistically and pretty quickly, then maybe, but doesn't feel quite right here. He's playing Sentinels. And so it's like a real question in that I think we want to get the unit down on the first turn. It's just a little dangerous, like dropping these 1 health units since they play like Vile Feast and stuff. So he definitely has an answer to the Daring Poro, but like if we're just going to go into the next turn and be like it's a boom baboon, then we're in the same space. I think we need to get our elusives down while we can.
Can a spirit fight to the death? Thinking I'll learn soon. Oh, dancing
Okay.
partner.
Reasonable enough trade. I have to assume he doesn't have any cheap removals in here. That seems like a pretty decent space to make a 3/3 and kill off the 3/1. Now on this turn, do we want to look towards making the ambush play next turn? And so if we want to do that, we need like 6 mana, so we can only play 1 this turn, or we just play Lulu this turn, I guess. So we need to scrap heap to add a card to hand. Then we can ambush Lulu, and she should be protected regardless of what he plays. I think that's fine. And then I guess the real question here now is, do we want to do we care about his board, right? We have the Flame Chomper hooks into this stuff, but would we rather just hit for 5/10 elusive? Which I'm kind of leaning towards, but we don't have any like real follow up here. So I think we're just going to accept the Lulu damage. So let's do this. We'll discard Flame Chompers. See if we can't find a good mech in here. I just want the expensive one. The Shadow Tech is going to be our expensive choice. Now we can protect our Lulu a bit. Still get in some damages. But not be like all in on counting on these elusives to happen. Okay. That went reasonably well, I feel. Not liking this. His board just got real good real fast. Now this is where I kind of wish we would just gone all in on the damage, but like we're hurting if they have a like a vengeance or something. Poppy? Okay. All right.
Today's the day I find that hero.
So the question is like he's as I say, he's gonna vengeance Poppy, I think. But the question was going to start to be like what we would actually want to come in and boost. And here, do we want to just go for the damage? It's odd that he didn't like Vi hook in the Lulu last turn. We did it for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's where we're at.
All the colors.
Do we ever die to an open? Like 7. Like say he puts Vi in front of Lulu. I think we're okay. 7, 10, 14. If he has an atrocity, we're getting atrocity, like whatever. Okay. Takes him to 4. I've been in worse spots. I've seen it worse. And might as well block. Our unit's going to get hit with the kindred ability, anyways. Let's see. We can. A couple things can happen here. We could like technically get wider than them. We can hit a Poro cannon for more elusives. Like we can make this work. Just gotta deal a couple points of damage and draw some burn. I don't know this deck if it plays like Vile Feasts or what kind of dumb cards are in this thing, in terms of burning us, but gonna get in for that 1 point of damage with the Otterpuss. You gonna do this thing? Ooh, an ancient prep. Put a Mystic Shot on top. I mean, that's the kind of card we're just trying to draw, right? But would we rather go for the Poro Cannon? Because as it stands, I mean, we're just getting in for 1 point of damage, right? That's not enough. And I don't like the idea of just playing Poppy. So I think we're just kind of like down to hoping we get excited, or like Spirit Portal doesn't really do anything, but Yordles and Arms would. I think we want to let these go. What you got? Just dudes? Okay. Make his guy can't block. Alright, deck, something cool. Spirit Portal. Is that enough? I don't think it's enough, but it gets us a little bit closer. It gets us back into Mystic Shot range. Okay. Maybe we'll get 2 draws at a burn spell. Right? If he has to block with Vi here. Oh, she's not going to die. Oh, that's illegal. You got to move that. That's not good enough, my dude. Fall into 1. I can live with that. Much danger in the eyes of Deuce Bomb.
Now's not a good time.
Oh, did you draw a burn spell? Fuck. Luckiest guy on the planet, am I right? Alright. Alright. Luckiest guy on the planet. That's what the prank was for, dude. Gotta dodge that stuff. But GG, my man. I think that's probably a fairly weak matchup. But yeah, that's an interesting deck, right? It has a lot of the concepts and ideas that I think are pretty interesting, especially if some of this stuff gets fleshed out, right? If we get more of these discard-centric cards, like there's the real discard theme coming out of Bandle City, and so there's lots of options there, and of course all the discard stuff coming out of Noxus. And so I'm curious again for the future as to what that holds in terms of some of these discard things. But yeah, the big idea with this again, it's a separate thing from the other Yordles and Arms decks. Yes, we are playing Yordles and Arms, but we're playing under the concept of how do we most take advantage of these Flame Chompers. I think this is a really powerful thing. The card I'm not playing here that I'm always kind of considerate of is Young Witch. Young Witch is quite good with all of these Flame Chompers. It has elusive. It really helps you kind of turbocharge leveling up your Lulu. But it dies to Pokey Stick, and it dies to Make It Rain. It dies to pretty much everything. And I don't think we're ever really going to see buffs come back to elusives, right? That card used to be a 1/2 and it was deemed to be too good, and so they made it a 1/1. I don't think we ever see that get undone. I don't think Riot is really in the space to where they can make elusives better, because people seem to not like the not like the idea that much. I don't know why. I don't get it. Like, it's not like everyone was like, "Wow, flying is too powerful in Magic." I mean, maybe it was too powerful back in like 1996 or something, but I don't think it was too tough there. And I think it'll just take a matter of time before it really gets kind of evened out here. But again, lots of good concepts here. Lots of power. I like these ideas of making the most of the Flame Chompers and doing everything that you can to take advantage of this card. And so, is this deck better than the current iterations of the Yordles and Arms decks? Probably not. And I mean, it probably doesn't have too much business playing Spirit Portals and stuff, but I think it's just something that we have to really keep in mind for the future, though, as new cards come out and champions get nerfed and new champions get released and formats change. I think these concepts are pretty interesting and powerful, and I'm definitely see the discard thing as being on the radar. And so, I see cards like Spirit Portal, and I'm just like, God, I want to play. I want to play Vision with this. I would feel like so stoked just discarding a Vision to a Spirit Portal and open attacking for an additional +2 out of nowhere on everything. Be pretty sweet, but I don't think that deck's going to be coming together anytime soon. But nonetheless, that's it. I don't have too much more to say about this deck, and so that's going to do it for us today. And I hope everyone enjoyed the video. You got a flamey taste of the Chompers, whatever the fuck that means, if you will. I hope you had a good time watching and learned a thing or two along the way. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.